So before I start, and to save myself probably what would be a lot of abuse, I'll lay down a few simple facts to begin with. I'm a PC gamer, I also have a console, so I own both, and therefore I think I am probably the least likely to be biased because I love both equally. So what I'm here to talk about, I can now get onto this, I think I had to get that disclaimer out of the way first before I got crucified, is what I think is a bit of a myth with PC gaming. Now when you build a PC, or if you ask someone if you should build a PC and why you should build a PC, they'll give you multiple reasons, and 9 out of 10 of these reasons are correct, I can tell you, because I've done it myself. So for example, the games are cheaper. In most cases they run and look better. Depends on how good the port is, as I said in a recent video. And I think AAA titles with a bad PC port are inexcusable. If you're interested in my theory behind bad PC ports, and you missed it, it's in the description, the link to that video. Also they'll tell you there's more games, again that's very true, and indie games on PC are much better in my opinion than they are on console. I mean games like Verdun, and games like Insurgency and things like that from sort of smaller developers, I don't think they get the same amount of support on console and won't have the same amount of success. The PC community is great for lashing onto and supporting indie games like that, and you know you've got the whole fact that you can mod things, your PC is customizable. There's a lot of great things to PC gaming, and these are all reasons people will tell you. But one thing I was told was, get a PC, it's cheaper. And I can tell you from my experience, I'm not saying this is the same for everyone, but for me, it is not cheaper by a long way. Now I built my PC at about the same time the new consoles came out. I built it with my friend who was a bit of a genius with this kind of thing. He really knows how to build something good on a relatively limited budget. So I built my first PC for £600. Now the new consoles came out for about £400, so you've got about a £200 difference. So it's already £200 more to get a PC for me than it would have been to get a console, so I'm already £200 down in theory. Now you can then say that, well yeah, that is true, the initial cost is always likely to be steeper, but the games are cheaper, you save the money that way. Now I built this at the same time the new consoles came out, so if I was to compare this to a new console, it's really only fair to compare it to the same games that you can get for both, so the new games. Now, for a new game on PC, you're looking about £10 less than on a console. So in order to get my money back, the extra £200 that I spent, I'd have to buy 20 new games before I did that. And you're not going to do that in 1 month, that's going to be over quite a long period of time. By which time you might have added upgrades to your PC and the cost rises again. I'll not try and make it too complicated, let's make it quite simple. Let's compare building a PC now to buying a console now. Now if you look at lifespans, the Xbox 360 had a roughly 9-year lifespan. So we'll go with 9 years. Let's say the Xbox One or the PS4 has got a 9-year lifespan before the new one comes out. And we'll also discount the fact that you can say that the hardware on the consoles is currently outdated compared to a PC. I'll agree with that. If you're looking for something to be as powerful as possible and cost is not an issue, always build a PC. But I'm just talking about cost itself. So a 9-year life cycle. If you built a PC for £600, it's unlikely that during that 9-year life cycle, if you want to keep playing new games, you're going to have to do upgrades, you're going to have to pay for upgrades. Now if the Xbox One or the PS4 has a 9-year life cycle, you bought it, and it lasts for the entire 9-year life cycle. My PC now is only a year old and I've put about £1,100 into it, so nearly 3 consoles worth of money. So if you want to run games on sort of max settings and keep it as up to date as you can, you know, you are looking at the cost of 2 to 3 consoles. So are you really going to work that back in the amount of games you buy? I mean, yes, old games, you can get games for £3–4 on Steam, but similarly, you can walk into CEX and get Xbox 360 and PS3 games for about the same price. But with new games, you're going to have to buy a lot of new games before you start to see that extra price come back and start to get back into the money with your PC. I don't really think it's feasible to build a PC to save money. It's certainly not in my case. It has cost me 3 times what my Xbox One cost me. But it is worth every penny. I would never say that PC gaming is not worth the money. It's worth every single penny that you put into that PC. And it's your choice how much you put in. But I think if you want a PC instead of a console, you can't run it on the same budget. Let's say you put in £400, you know, the price of an Xbox One into a PC. That is unlikely to last you 9 years. Think about how many new graphics cards, probably at least 1 or 2 new operating systems, new CPUs, new RAM. Loads of new stuff will come out in that 9 years. That means towards the end of it, your PC will probably not run the latest games, and you'll have to spend probably at least another £300 or £400, probably more than that if we're completely honest, to get those games running. So even if you did build it for the price of a console and you save the money on the games, I don't think it'd be cheaper in the long run. You're always going to have to add upgrades. If you want a PC that's going to last you that 9-year window that we're sort of theoretically working with, you're going to have to spend significantly more on the PC than you will on the console, but it will be worth every penny. So this is really what I want to try and say. A PC is always worth building, in my opinion, but don't be fooled into thinking you're going to be saving yourselves a lot of money by building a PC. From someone who's done it, that is simply not the case. Now, my upgrades were, in essence, optional. I chose to do them because I wanted to upgrade my PC and start to maximise out the games that I was playing. The £600 PC I built was probably good for another 4 years, but then I know after that 4-year period was up, I'd have to put another £400 or £500 into it at least. Whereas if I bought the Xbox One, you have the initial cost of £400, then after that, there's no more upgrading. You just have to pay £10 more if you want a new game, and I think in the long run, that doesn't make a difference on the sort of long-term cost of running a console over a PC. So, what I'm trying to say is, I would always have both. I would always have a console and a PC and play different games on each depending on what it is. But I don't think PC gaming is as cheap as people make it out to be. It is worth every penny, but I don't think it's that cheap. So leave me your thoughts down below. Please be constructive. If you disagree with me, and you're welcome to, I expect some people will disagree with me, keep it constructive. If you are abusive, you'll be instantly blocked. Also, I finally messaged the Evolve winners now. It took me ages to get around to that. Sorry about that. But you guys take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you all very soon.